Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to another Paws on Netflix podcast.
In today's podcast, we're looking at the Korean anime series Lookisim.
Yes, this series is based on the Webtoon of the same name, and it follows Hyeong-seok, who is mercilessly bullied every day at school and finally transfers to a new one for a fresh start, only to be bullied again. Now, wishing he could look different and be treated better, he suddenly wakes up in another body.
And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, click notification bell, updates on future podcasts and all the pause videos.
Yes, this reminded me of a Korean movie we watched that was a drama called The Beauty Inside, and that's what I thought about when we saw the trailer. But this took it to a whole nother level.
Yes, and it only has 8 episodes on Netflix. The creator said in order to do the whole story, he would like 6, but we're not sure if it's going to continue from the ending. Either it's on a cliffhanger or it ends in a way where you'd be fine if it continued or not.
Right. And by the way it ends, you can tell there's not going to be another season, which is too bad. Because the way it started off, we kind of weren't sure we were going to like it. But by the time we got to the third episode.
Right.
And we started to see some character development in Hyeong-seok, then we were like, okay, we'll stay with it. And by the end, we were wishing that there were more episodes.
Right.
Absolutely.
And one big thing to point out is that this is animated by Studio Mir, so that's why it looked really high quality. And we know Netflix has a reputation of having some strangely animated shows every now and then, but this one, they actually did put a lot of effort into this one in terms of the animation and looks. And yeah, granted, a lot of the dialogue is, a lot of those scenes are talking, but they do try to make everything look as great as possible. So with that, they at least try to make it look great, because we've seen anime where they'll be stilted and they don't move a lot. They'll just sit and talk, and there's music and stuff playing. They'll just pan and make it look like there's things happening. There isn't. But they at least didn't do that here. There was limited movement, but it didn't feel like they were trying to skimp out. It was just only certain scenes were going to have a lot of animation.
Right. And they were smart for this series. Unlike Sonic Prime, there's an actual intro with the actual song that gets you excited for the show. And I still don't understand why Sonic Prime didn't do that, but I digress. And the intro itself really works into the actual storyline of the anime.
Yeah.
And that's actually, for me, the first time I've seen it, where you can look at it, you can listen to the lyrics, see what's going on, and it plays directly into the actual plot line of the series.
Right.
And that was pretty smart.
Right. And for the whole plot, they mostly have him go back and forth between his regular body and then the mysterious new body, and you don't know where it came from or how it manifests. It just is there, and when he goes to sleep in one, he can wake up in the other, so you're not sure how much sleep he's actually getting at this point.
So we should explain a little bit more about the premise. Hyeong-seok is in high school, and he's not considered popular or attractive, and he's also overweight. And in this particular series, in this universe, the people who don't look like models, supermodels, actors, and things like that, they bully and they treat pretty badly.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, again, it was pretty tough to watch, because you're like, this is the whole series, I don't want to see this.
Right.
But there's a point to it.
Right.
So his mom has transferred him to different schools. Each time he's being bullied, yet again she's transferred him.
Right.
But this time he's going to end up living on his own, not with her.
Right.
And she does kind of baby him, and she feeds him a lot of food, but she really has confidence in him. She really loves him, and she really sees what other people don't see, including he has a beautiful voice. So at this new school, he's excited. He's saying it's going to be different for him, and he gets there, and the treatment is the same as it's been at the previous schools. Probably even worse this time, from what we're understanding the way it takes place. So he goes to bed one night, and he's saying he wishes things would be different, and he's crying, and he's alone, and he's upset. And then the next morning he wakes up and he's supermodel hot.
Right.
And he goes to school and everything changes for him.
Right.
And it may sound like it's something that is shallow, but it's not. The storyline, the lessons within it, about how to treat other people, about looks, his lookism, are really well done in the storytelling of the series.
Right. And there is a point where you think, okay, everything's gonna go great now because he looks better for the other people. But they do get to a point where, yeah, he might be better looking, but there's still an issue with that as well.
Oh, he's also taller. I forgot to say.
Right.
He's short. He's the opposite of everything he ends up looking like when he wakes up the next morning.
Right. And when they have him in his body, it seems like everything's gonna go fine. He gets better treated. All the girls look at him. The guys want to be his friend. Looks great. But then as it goes on, you see that even that side has its issues. There are people that are jealous of how he looks or think he shouldn't look this good and get his way as well. And then they want to beat him up because he looks too good. So unfortunately, there was like you said, the lesson.
And they think he's shallow. He doesn't care about anyone.
Right.
He's always trying to get by on his looks and all these things that aren't true.
Right.
Because this isn't the type of person he is inside.
Right. So it really teaches it's almost like you walk a mile in someone's shoes. Only they're both his shoes, but you're seeing how people that look like him in both bodies get treated. It's not just one way assumption.
And it's also interesting to see how he handles the situations based on how he looks. I think that was really an interesting part of this too. Sylviana, if you're listening, you would absolutely love this anime.
Right.
Absolutely. This is something you really would probably want to do something on your own as and be inspired by.
Right.
Because it really is just that good. And as I was saying, seeing how he handles the similar situations with the two different bodies, as Rascal said, it doesn't go easy for him either way. And he also gains ability to fight. He can dodge very quickly, people trying to hit him and things of that nature. And as she said, you never find out how this happens or why it happens.
Right.
And the first thing we said, I think after the second episode, is there's got to be other people like him, which later on in the series you find out there are.
Right. And it looks like if it continued, now we never read the webtoon, but it seems like from what they're suggesting, there's a lot of people out there with the same situation as him that look different, and even hinted in the intro as well. But if they don't do other seasons, you really aren't sure how this works, or if it goes away after they've accepted themselves or something.
We did forget to say this was the product of a Korean webtoon, so it's actually a Korean anime.
Yes. And so unfortunately, that's the only thing that kind of leaves open. And a lot of people want to have a opening, a closing to everything. They want to start to finish, a backstory, more explanation for stuff. This may not go over well for just kind of leaving that open-ended. You can have theories, but unless you just read the webtoon, there is not a high chance Netflix is going to continue it. But you can read that if you want to see where the story goes from where the anime stops.
And there is a happy ending, not rainbows and all this other type of happy ending, but there is an ending that turns out well. It's not a conclusion. It's not a cliffhanger. It just leaves you wondering about everything.
Yeah.
So, as she said, if that's not the way you like to end a series, it might not be for you. But if you're okay with that and you just want to see some great storytelling, action, drama, something different that you normally don't see in an anime, kind of shocking at first, but you see that it's going somewhere and there's definitely character development, and more than one character has character development,
yes,
then this is definitely an anime you should watch. It's animated very well, colored very well. The voice actors are very good. We didn't recognize anyone, but we did see in the end there were two American VAs, but we didn't recognize any other names.
Right.
But the people whom they cast did an excellent job in voicing these characters and fleshing them out and making them real, and some of them even
Right. And one more thing I would like to bring up is, as you said, with the theme of it, there is definitely a lot to learn from it, because there are people that can act this way in real life and sometimes not even realize they're treating people like this. And here, the people have no problem telling an individual how they look or how they see them as or what to call them. They tell them to their face if they think they're very hot or attractive, or they think they're very unappealing, and they treat them
accordingly.
So
as they feel accordingly.
Right. And just so this is just this show's universe. Mm-hmm. So you might want to decide, as you know, there's a warning in the beginning, like there's going to be some rough things in the beginning with the treatment, but it does get better, it does change, it does go away. So you might want to decide if you're comfortable with that in order to get the story.
Now again, if you're someone who likes to see character growth, mm-hmm. lessons being conveyed without being syrupy or hitting you over the head.
Right.
Again, this is a really good anime to watch, because all this happens within the span of only 8 episodes.
Yes.
This is well done, well written. I definitely would like to check out the Webtoon mm-hmm. someday in the near future and see how it was originally done, mm-hmm. see how it was adapted for Netflix, what they kept, what they left out, and maybe know more about the characters, and again, how the story progresses, if it did, after this ending, because
right.
maybe they jumped to the end of the actual Webtoon.
Right, it's possible. So, if you haven't already, subscribe for updates, making videos on your favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
And if you have seen Lookisim, let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you like it like we did? Have you seen the original Webtoon? Please let us know. Did it do a good job of adapting it? Do you want to see another season? Do you wish that the way that it ended had ended differently? Let us know. And if you haven't seen it, it's exclusively on Netflix. Give it a watch. Come back and let us know what you think, especially Sylveon. Mm-hmm. We can't wait to hear what you think as well.
Right. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainments.
I'm Mom Entertainments. Thank you so much for your support and for watching. If you want us to check out your channel, leave the name below. Better yet, leave a link. We'll check it out and give you some support as well.
Yes. Have a toontastic day.
And I'm Mom Entertainment's. Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing like